Assessment, when used well, helps teachers gather evidence to identify what students think and where their understanding lies in relation to concepts, knowledge and skills being learned. Following such assessments, explicit feedback is then an essential component of the learning process, as it identifies specific aspects of student performance that need improvement, and helps indicate ways in which the learner can improve. Formative practices linking teaching, learning, assessment and feedback involve teachers: 1. Starting from where the learner is. 2. Recognising that students have to be active in the process and reconstructing their ideas. Learning has to be done by them, it cannot be done for them. 3. Sharing learning goals with students. 4. Helping students to know and to recognise the standards they are aiming for and taking responsibility for steering their learning in the right direction. 5. Involving students in self-assessment and taking action to move closer to the learning goals, including expressing their ideas and having the opportunity to try out ways in which new inputs might make sense to them, as talking the talk is an important part of learning. 6. Providing feedback that leads to students recognising their next steps and how to take them. As such, learning, assessment and feedback are inextricably linked. Hattie and Timperley, in their 2007 paper The Power of Feedback, discussed that the main purpose of feedback is to reduce discrepancies between current understanding and performance and a learning goal. They explain that some strategies students and teachers use to reduce this discrepancy may be more or less effective in enhancing learning than others. They state that effective feedback must be specific and clear for students, and this can be achieved by answering 3 major questions asked by a teacher and/or by a student. These are: 1. Where am I going? What are the goals? 2. How am I doing? What progress is being made towards the goal? And 3. Where to next? What are the discrepancies, and therefore, what activities need to be undertaken to make better progress? If we consider these 3 questions whenever we are discussing learning with our students and providing feedback, it will help us to be specific and focus our interactions to support the student in moving forward their understanding.
So, if we just stop what we're doing, I'm going to come around and give you guys marker pens, and you can come and add a bit of detail onto our Venn diagram. If you're not adding detail, make sure you're correcting yours to make sure you've got enough detail in your answer. So, pens coming to your tables, come up and write something on the board. If you're not writing, make sure you're checking to make sure you've got enough detail. Let's go. Who's going first? Come on, Shauna. Come on, Jane. Write something on the board. Come on, Seth, go and put something on the board. So, red pens in hand, correcting your own answer. You're going to go and write something on the board? Well done. Oh, Beth.
What? Is that home?
Say it out loud for me. How do you say it? We'll say it. Still wrong. There we go. Is that linked to the heart or the blood? So it's correct, but is it relevant to the question? No. Which one are you going to write? Yeah, what are they for though? Go on then, add it. You added it?
This is hemoglobin in both of them. It's not part of the question, it's not linked to the question. Oh, no.
So why is it not linked to the question?
Because it's not a structure.
It's got a structure.
Oh, I
It's part of the blood. So be checking yours, make sure you've got enough information. Grab your red pens, add any information that you've missed. I'm getting on. David, what have they missed? Anything you've got there they missed? Anything else? Jazz, have they missed anything? Ooh, what are they?
They hold the valves to make sure that they don't go the wrong way. It stops the blood from, once passing through, does it go back the way it came?
Okay, so they've got valves on there, haven't they? Yeah. Have they got anything about named blood vessels?
Oh, she's got one.
Can you get any more?
Yeah. The pulmonary artery.
Anything you've missed, girls, that you're adding? Okay then, who's happy to get started on their 6-mark answer?
Yeah.
Kim, how are you going to lay it out?
I'm going to talk about the right side first, and then say, however, the left side does this, and then, like, overall, they both, and then explain.
Come on, try that again in a proper sentence, Kim. How are you going to lay out your answer?
Talk about the right side and what their roles are, and then talk about the left side and say how it's different from what the right side does, and then say overall what they both do.
Okay. So Kim's going for talking about the right side first, then the left side, and then the things they have in common. So how the structures in each side of the heart relate to their functions. I might add a few more bits and pieces on, so keep an eye on the board. I might add a bit more information just to even it up. So a few more hints on the board in the green, things to bulk out your answer with.
Just come onto the carpet for me, please. Can you come and sit on the carpet for me, please? Come and sit on the carpet for me, please. Sorry. Okay. If anyone else is finding, in fact, could you do this, guys? Please do this, just so I can see that you're listening. I don't want anything in your hands. I should be able to hear Mrs. Pryor and nobody else, and do this. We on the carpet are just going to go through 2 more examples that are like number 2 and 3. Okay, so when you're exchanging, including a 0, if you're a little bit unsure still and you just would like a little more help, please come and sit down with me. If you feel confident that, yeah, you've got this, feel free to crack on, okay? But now is an opportunity to come and do that. If anyone wants to come and just see another example, come now. So say if I have... I think it's 800 in your actual question, isn't it? It's the same issue again. I cannot do 0 subtract 4. What some of you are doing at the moment is thinking that you can just switch them around like with addition. Subtraction is not like that. Commutativity doesn't count, okay? You cannot do 4 subtract 0. So I do not want to see 4 in there. Okay? We're going to use the same process again, but we just have to be careful that we're spotting when we need to do it, because that's the issue at the moment, is we don't know, Abigail, when we need to do it. You know how to do it, just not when. Okay, so Ames, what are we going to do?
You change the 2 zeros into 10.
How?
You put like a 1 next to the 0 and you take away 4 from it.
I can't just do that straight away though, because I don't have 10. I need to exchange, because I'm not going to add more to my 700. I still only have 700 to begin with. I need to get those values somewhere from within this 700. So where's the first place that I can start?
On the 7.
In the 7, brilliant. Okay, have to start there. This is, I think, where we might have got it a little bit wrong in your answer. You've got to start with what we already have. Okay, so Tony, are you happy with this? That becomes 600?
No.
Why not?
Because on the tens you need one for the 10, and on the units column you need one for the unit, so it has to be 5.
You're right. However, It doesn't have to be 5, and this is why. Because this is we need to remember that this is 100, yeah, and not 7 ones, Abigail. It's 100. So once we've moved that 100 to here, so this becomes 10, okay, then I can exchange from here. So I don't need to take another 100 from here. I've just taken the 1 for 10 tens, because 10 tens is 100, and that can then become 9 when I take one of those 10s and put it here, okay? So Abigail, Amy, Tony, are you happy that, can you see that I've only taken one of the hundreds? So this then has 10 tens, which I've then taken one of those from here to become 10 ones. And at this point, I can then start the subtraction. 10 subtract 4 is 6, 90 subtract 20 is 70, and 600 subtract 200 is 400, okay? Have a go at number 2 or 3, I'll be with you in a minute. Good work. Right, can you go on to T-Rock's class, please, for the last 5 minutes? Thank you. Miwash, could you just work with Olivia on that Decatree problem for a minute and just explain to her your thinking? And can you get it from my chair, please? It's the Decatree problem that you started last week. You can do it on the sheet. It doesn't need to go in there. All right. Thank you. So let's have a look. If it helps, start it again under here. So then you've got a fresh start. 800 subtract 542. Happy for you to start it again here if that helps.
So in the almost
Brill.
starting the units column.
Brill.
Almost starting the units column.
Bit happy with that now? Yeah? Can you check your calculations on the second one, please? I think you understand it, you just made a silly error. Can you just check your calculations there, please? 13 subtract 8 is not 4, and 10 subtract 2 is not 7. You've done a lot of it correctly, with just a silly mistake there.